Okay, good morning, gentlemen and Hannah.
Good morning.
Good to see you here today. Kylie's not with us, but maybe she'll see this, I don't know.
Hi, Kylie.
So I have an opportunity to see it, let's put it that way. We had some questions about the test today. I wasn't planning on doing a test review, but Carson asked this question about this problem. I think that's a good one. And so let's go over this. This is essentially it, isn't it?
That one I was wondering on.
I wanted 7.
11 too.
So this one is 7 and 11 maybe? Okay, good. Okay. Here, if g prime of x is x squared and if g of 3 equals 1, then g of 1 equals question mark. What's going to happen is this helps to g of x is going to be equal to the integral of g prime of x dx. So do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go ahead, in this case, we're going to find the integral of x squared dx. And what is that going to be? Well, it's going to be x cubed over 3 plus c. All right, so we okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay, next thing we're going to do, I'm going to make this red, is this is what's called our general solution. But now we're going to use our specific solution, g of 3 equals 1. So now we say 1, because that's in the place of g, equals 3 cubed over 3 plus c. So now we're getting our particular solution, which is 1 is equal to 27 over 3. Well, that's going to be 27 divided by 3. That's going to be 9. Is that right?
Yes.
So c is equal to negative 8. And so now we can go ahead and take this negative 8 and put it up here and say g of x is equal to x cubed over 3 plus or minus 8. And now, so this is, and so what we're going to do is we're going to plug in 1 for this. Right, g of 1 equals, so g of 1 is equal to 1 cubed over 3 minus 8. So what we have here is 1/3 minus 24 thirds equals negative 23 thirds. And so, was that one of the answer choices?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's our answer.
Yeah, there was 7.
Let me go ahead and back up this a little bit. And that is a good one, because I think Aaron only, and some of you got this like started on it but didn't quite finish it right. Okay, let's go to number 7. Yeah, 7 is really a similar type of problem to number 5. And I have people who got to a certain place on 7 but didn't, like in the answer choices, didn't pick out the right ones.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so we have
Let's see.
f prime of x equals 6x minus 8. And whose graph passes through the point 2 comma, is it 2 comma 6? Okay, so we want to find, yeah, so let's go and do this. Again, f of x is equal to the integral of f prime of x dx. And it's going to be the integral of 6x minus 8 dx. And so we go ahead and integrate this. We get 6x squared over 2 minus 8x, which is going to be equal to f of x, and it's going to, I forgot, plus c. So equals 3x squared minus 8x plus c. So what this means is that any answer that doesn't have 3x squared minus 8x is going to have trouble being a correct answer. And so therefore E is not right. Okay, I had people who picked E, but E's not going to be right.
On mine,
So really what you've done with this, you've narrowed it down between answer choices C and D essentially. Okay, now we only have answer choices C or D available, right? So now let's go ahead and find which one it is. We go ahead and put 6 is equal to 3 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus c. And now we just say 6 is equal to, that's going to be 12 minus 8/16 plus c. And so 6 is equal to negative 4 plus c. So c is equal to 10. So therefore, we bring this up here. I guess we'll bring this up here. We get f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 8x plus 10. Okay? So that's that one. And you said number 11 also?
And number
Yes.
9.
You did not first.
and 10.
9?
So
Okay.
9, 10, 11, yes.
Okay, 9. Yeah, this is not taken. Okay, 9, it's equal, okay, if f of x
I think I would agree.
equals square root of 18x, we want to find f prime of 2. Okay, so what it is, this is going to be f of x equals 18x to the 1/2 power. So if we have this is f of x equals 18x to 1/2 power, then f prime of x is going to be equal to 1/2 18x to the negative 1/2 power times the derivative of the inside, which is 18. And so that's going to be equal to 18 over 2 times square root of 18x. And this simplifies, means f prime of x is equal to 9 over square root of 18x. And so f prime of 2 is going to be equal to 9 over square root of 18 times 2, which is 9 over square root of 36, which equals 9/6, which simplifies to 3 over 2. Okay. Now you need to go to number 11, is that right?
Yeah.
Number 11?
10 and 11.
10. Okay. Let's go to 10. Okay, 10 is the extreme value theorem. So find the absolute minimum value of the function. We have f of x equals 1/4 x to the 4th plus x cubed minus 5x squared. And we're interested on the interval from 1 to 4. Okay, 1 to 4. So for this we have a candidate test. So we have x, f of x. So 1 and 4 are going to be candidates. And then what else would be a candidate? What else would be a candidate? How do we find other candidates?
2. Like,
How do you find other candidates? Okay, Kylie would have told me already. What? Critical numbers, okay, very good, good job. So now we're going to find f prime of x, which is going to be 4 times 1/4, so we get x cubed plus 3x squared minus 10x. And if we set that equal to 0, we say 0 is equal to, I'm going to factor out x. So we have x plus 3x minus 10. And so 0 is going to be another critical number, but, it's going to be a critical number, but that's not within our domain, so we don't have to worry about that. So we have 0 is equal to x times, we just write this out, we got x, yeah, so we got x, one's x minus 5, isn't it? Or x plus 5 minus 2. So we get x plus 5x minus 2. So this one here, if we put x plus 5 equals 0, that's x is equal to negative 5. That doesn't work. But also we know x is equal to 2. So 2 is going to be our other critical number. And then if we go ahead, our only critical number, so we go to 2 here, and we go to f prime over f, and just pick this out. If we got a number between 1 and 2, so what we have to do is just take a number that's, if between 1 and 2, that'd be positive, and between 1 and 2, that's going to be negative, positive, positive, negative. So that means f prime is negative. We're going to be going like this. So this means already that we're looking for our absolute minimum value, so 1 isn't going to work at all because we're minimum from there. And then greater than 2, we're going to have a positive times a positive times a positive. So our only critical number that's going to work is 2, because 4 isn't going to work either. So what we have to do is just plug in 2 to this thing right here, and we will have our answer. And so we get, so f of 2 is equal to 1/4 times 2 to the 4th power plus 2 to the 3rd power minus 5 times 2 squared. So what we have is 1/4 of 2 to the 4th power. That's going to be 2 to the 4th power, that's 16. 1/4 of that is 4 plus 8 minus 5 times minus 20. So we're going to get 4 plus 8 minus 20 is going to be negative 8. So negative 8 is going to be our absolute minimum. Okay, and then what we have for number 11 and 12 is we're trying to find the estimate, and we have a table here. The table here is like this, x, f of x. So we have 0, 2, 4, 6. And down here we have 3, 5, 6, 9. And we're trying to estimate f prime of 3. Well, f prime of 3, we don't have what it is, but what we have is your average rate of change is going to be your estimate, and these are the values we have to work with. So we're going to have is f of b minus f of a over b minus a. And that, in our case, we're going to have 6 minus 5 over 4 minus 2. So we're going to get 1/2. So 1/2 is our estimate of f prime of 3. And then 12. The justification for that is because of the intermediate value theorem, and that is there has to be a time where f of c equals 4. Must there be a value of x equals c? Yeah, and the reason is because these two values, so 4 is going to be less than f of 2, but greater than f of 0. So according to IVT, so you had to put IVT in there somehow. So it's not an MVT, is it? It's an IVT. So that's really those problems, which we've gone over once.
On 2 and 3, could you work through those? So I got half there with those.
Okay, yeah. Reviewing the whole test, all right. Okay, we have f of x equals, is it x cubed minus 12x? Okay, in this one here, the correct answer is going to be D, but what you're doing is you can work through this and sort of eliminate as you go. So you have to go ahead, it's like a scavenger hunt to work through the different possibilities. So f prime of x is going to be 3x squared minus 12. And if you go ahead and, since this is where the correct answer comes from, f prime of x, if you set this equal to 0, 0 is equal to 3 times x squared minus 4. So 0 is equal to 3 times x plus 2, x minus 2. And so we can set up our number line analysis between -2 and 2, and we have f prime above and f below. And what you do is you take different values. Well, to the left of here, you're going to have negative times negative. So you're going to have positive here. And then at 0, for instance, you'd have a negative times a positive. and then greater than 2, you'd have positive. So what this tells you is that the function is decreasing, not increasing between -2 and 2, so that's why that is not a right answer. Okay? So that's number 2. Okay, and number 3, you have a local minimum at 3 is very similar. Okay, you have x cubed minus 6x squared plus 9x minus 4. And you're trying to find a local minimum. Then you have f prime of x is equal to 3x squared minus 12x minus 9. And so you're going to find your critical number. 0 equals 3 times x squared minus 4x minus 3. And so 0 is equal to 3 times x minus x plus. And so you're going to have 5 and 3 minus 1. Something doesn't look right here.
It was plus 9x.
Well, plus 9x.
Yeah, from the very start, it was plus 9x.
Oh, plus 9x, so that's where I meant, so plus, right? And so you do that, that'll fix it. So you have x, you'd have minus minus. Thank you. So 1 and 3. So you have x is equal to 1, x is equal to 3. And so now you go ahead and put these here. 1, 3, f prime f. And for less than 1, you'll have a negative times a negative. For between 1 and 3, you'll have a negative times a positive. Greater than 3, you'll have positive, positive. So that means that your only candidate is going to be 3. X equals 3. Okay, you can silence your phones, right?
That was just going down.
He did 100 on the test, so I think he's.
That's fine. I mean, I'm glad he did, but still. All right, what I want you to do now is go to this one here. And what I want to do is I want we do similar to what we did on Friday. And so I want to have Aaron and Hannah, you're one team, and then Carson and Gavin, you're another team. I want you guys, Gavin and Carson, I want you to do the left Riemann sum, and then Aaron and Hannah, I want you to do the right Riemann sum.
Period! Come
What
on,
does that mean?
Okay, what are we doing? The right one, is that what you said?
Right. Gavin and Carson are doing the left Riemann sum, and
Just because we don't have.
Aaron and Hannah are doing the right Riemann sum.
Push up card.
So then you jump.
42. No car 42, I think.
Which side do we have again?
You have the right. You and Gavin have the right, and then
No, we have the right. Back off.
Keep it right away.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119,
That's not just good.
I thought it was the left and on the other way. On the other way. So I thought it was on the other way.
Which is going to give the higher value, the left Riemann sum or the right Riemann sum?
The right.
The right will give the higher value.
Are we the right or the left?
Where's
We said
the
the
left? Where's the left?
I think you're the left. You guys are the left.
So I
And
did,
then Carson and Gavin are the right.
I did it right, Aaron didn't.
I thought you said we were right. Hey.
Maybe I said, maybe I got it mixed up, but no.
Carson, what are you doing?
Right.
Right.
You're doing the right, aren't you, Carson?
You just changed the song.
What song was it?
I don't
Okay.
know.
It's so easy.
That's what you do.
When you just put an 8. 8. So where's your 8 at?
Good for you, for girls.
8.03.
I know that song.
No? Alright, Mr. Joe, are you working out the right or left one?
I'll do the left, or which one are you, the right or
We're
left?
right. If you just do one, I can know where to go. I'll go.
What?
I'm right. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm going to do for right Riemann sum. This is for right Riemann sum.
Do you thought 8? Dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be meters per second. So there is your estimate. That is your right Riemann sum. Okay?
It was just percent. Oh, it is percent.
You don't actually have to add them up.
No,
No, you don't really,
you can.
you can, but you don't have to here. Okay, and then what is the left Riemann sum going to be?
Yeah, so probably is. If I have like an example, I've got
4, 7.
Yeah, so the left Riemann sum is going to be this.
What?
From like the 90s.
Okay, so here's the left Riemann sum. Okay? Right Riemann sum, left Riemann sum.
I think I
Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? So let's go on and look at, let's go ahead and look at another problem.
How do I even go about that?
Kevin! You owe me money. That was funny. Okay, I'll forgive you because I was.
All right, number 5.
We had a.
Gavin peed himself.
Guys, have a seat, have a seat. Number 5 pre-introduces the next thing we're looking at, which is called the trapezoidal sum. And so assume that Roger's speed is always decreasing. Estimate the distance that Roger ran the first half hour, the entire race. And so I guess I'll do the entire race. So what we have is that distance, estimate of distance is going to be what? Equals the integral of speed. And we're going to call it speed dt, I'll call it. And so what that's going to be is for trapezoids, this is a different type of thing that I'm just introducing to you at this point. What we have is, what is the formula for the area of a trapezoid? Area equals what?
I remember there's base 1 plus base 2.
Yeah, base 1 plus base 2 is
Times
part.
the height over 2.
Yeah, times the height over 2. So that's going to be your trapezoid. And so what you're doing is you're making trapezoids all this. And so what's going to happen is your bases are going to be found here. This is where your bases are going to be found. And your height is going to be found here for the time. So let's go ahead and figure this. So what you have is that's going to be equal to, what I like to do for the trapezoids is go ahead, the first thing to put is the number of intervals, just use blanks. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know I'm going to have 6. Do you see why I'm going to have 6? And let's see, speed. Well, we want to find the distance, and we're in miles per hour, and time spent running minutes. And well, that's time in minutes. So to get, we're going to have to, what is going to be the width of our trapezoids here? And we want to find miles here, right? So what do we put up here? By the way, trapezoids are all divided by 2, right? What's going to be the width of each of these intervals here? How many hours?
0.25.
0.25. So it's going to be 0.25, all of these. 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, and 0.25. And then we just write in these values here. So we have 12 plus 11. Here we have 11 plus 10. Here we have 10 plus 10. Here we have 10 plus 8. Here we have 8 plus 7. Here we have 7 plus 0. And that is our answer. Okay?
Okay.
Trapezoidal rule.
I'm giving